organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, new policies, Iowa legislators pass and propose new laws over the weekend. And a day of service, Iowa students give back to their community for a special day.
Hawkeye Sports had a very busy weekend on the road.
We've got your scores and updates coming up in sports.
Spring temperatures continue this week with warm weather and possible thunderstorms as well today. Find out more during our weather forecast.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for tuning in. I'm Nikki Crossway. Over the weekend, a new law passed in the Iowa legislature is causing quite the stir across the state. Daily Iowan TV reporter Christopher Cervantes reports with how some local residents are taking the news.
It's a move that has many in Iowa shaking in both rage and fear. Last week, the Des Moines legislature passed a bill that weakened the power of unions, leaving them unable to bargain for their collective rights. What does this mean?
That means no bargaining for benefits, vacations, healthcare, retirement, or any other workplace issues outside of wages.
Earlier last week, DITV covered the grad students' sit-in, a protest wishing to address exactly what would happen if the bill was indeed passed. Needless to say, they were not happy.
We're about to be gutted. So when I say that, I mean that the possibility of us losing our wages, but also we might have to pay tuition. We're going to lose our health care. I mean, honestly, barely live, but at least right now we can get some money and not have to pay as much to go to school here and to work here and to live and go to the hospital if we need to.
With this new development coming soon before the imminent departure of Governor Terry Branstad, many wonder how Iowa will fare in the upcoming future. Reporting from Iowa City, this is Christopher Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
On the topic of controversial laws, Iowa Senator Jake Chapman introduced a bill that would stop public universities from barring licensed citizens to carry weapons on campus. The bill would allow weapons ranging from firearms to edged blades. This proposal has been met with nearly full opposition from state lobbyists. The Iowa Firearms Coalition is currently pushing to get the bill moved forward. Following a cancellation due to bad weather, one University of Iowa organization rescheduled their MLK Day of Service project for last Saturday. Daily Iowan TV reporter Noah Gowdy was there to find out what his project means to the community.
The student organization United Way held their annual MLK Day of Service project, and this year was dedicated towards making literacy kits for children in kindergarten to 3rd grade. Many volunteers came out to help in the process of putting these literacy kits together.
It's been great. There's a lot of energy, and always just I think it's great when you can have volunteering and service and also have fun doing it. I think that just makes it a great environment.
Each kit is personally customized to the child who is receiving it, and they come with a book, many different activities, and a personalized message from the volunteer who made the kit for them.
We put one handwritten note just to kind of tell them that we're supporting them and kind of let them know that someone made it for them.
Not only did the personal message give support to the children, but it allowed the volunteers to show all the hard work they had put into making the kits. Each literacy kit took anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to complete.
The volunteers are making the activity that go along with the book, so they're doing everything from coloring and cutting out to gluing and putting things together to make it fun.
The group made over 100 literacy kits throughout the day, and the volunteers who came out to help felt they had made an impact on those children that the literacy kits were going to.
If that can help them, if that can guide them in any way towards the right direction, and I think it's rewarding at the end of the day.
All the kits will be delivered to the local elementary schools to be handed out to the students that are in need. Reporting from the Iowa Memorial Union in downtown Iowa City, Noah Gowdy, Daily Iowan TV.
Not only was Saturday a great day to give back to the community, but also one to get outside and enjoy the warm weather. I, for one, took advantage of that. Hopefully this weekend this weather is here to stay. Ryan, what do we have looked forward to look to?
That's right, Nikki. We had beautiful weather this past weekend. Many students spent the weekend outside, relaxing in the sunshine or studying on the Pennacrest. And some even broke out frisbees or kicked around a soccer ball in Hubbard Park to pass the time. It really looked like a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see more activity like that this week. We'll be seeing more spring-like weather this week, so let's get into today's forecast. This morning, we're seeing temperatures in the mid-50s, and you may want to grab your umbrella on your way out the door because we're seeing a high chance of thunderstorms and rain showers during the rest of the day. This afternoon, our highest temperature of the day will reach the mid-60s with a high chance of thunderstorms. Later on tonight, temperatures will drop into the high 30s, and we're still seeing a high chance of rain. Tomorrow morning, the rain goes away and the sun comes out to play as we're seeing sunshine and temperatures in the high 60s, nearly 70s. Now let's take a look at our 6-day forecast. Enjoy the nice weather while you can, because Tuesday and Wednesday, unfortunately, it's not going to last. We're seeing highs around 70s and sunny skies on both of those days. Thursday, however, highs are dropping down to the mid-50s with high chances of rain, so keep an umbrella handy. Friday, highs dropping down to the mid-40s, and again, we're seeing a high chance of rain. And this weekend, we're seeing cloudy skies and highs in the mid-30s and 40s. It's going to be a struggle, but stay dry this week, Hawkeyes. Nikki, back to you.
One local doctor made medical history this weekend. Vincent Reed, an oncologist at Mercy Medical in Cedar Rapids, is using a margin probe, a one-of-a-kind device that roots out cancerous tissue with real-time results. Reed is the first doctor in Iowa to operate it and one of the first in the nation. The machine reduces the likelihood of a second surgery for cancer patients, as well as the cost of treatment. A University of Iowa research team released a study proving that flag football is not as safe as we may have thought. The study reveals that it is actually more dangerous than tackle football, as injury rates are twice as high on the national level. Check out today's paper edition, where Daily Iowan reporter Jenna Larson goes more in depth on the study. Speaking of sports, let's toss it over to Liv and Lucy in the sports studio to see how Hawkeye Athletics did this weekend.
It was a pretty busy weekend here in the sports studio. Pretty much every team was on the road this weekend except for tracks and field and men's basketball.
The men's basketball team was back in Carver on Saturday for a rematch with the Fighting Illini. The first time these two teams met, Illinois had control over Iowa pretty much the entire game. This time around, the Hawkeyes made it clear from the beginning that they would not go down without a fight. Taylor Van Fleet has more.
Knew that they had to enter into Saturday's game with a lot of intensity from the start, and that's exactly what they did. Here's Ahmad Wagner and Tyler Cook on Iowa's first defensive possession, sending the message to Illini that it wouldn't be so easy to get to the basket this time around. That strong press defense stayed consistent for Iowa throughout the entire first half, and on the offensive end, well, Iowa showed up there as well. Peter Jock had a big day for the Hawkeyes, recording a double-double with a team-leading 16 points and 10 rebounds. Here's some more great defense by Iowa as Christian Williams gets the steal and makes Illini pay for it down at the opposite end. But as expected, Illinois was no easy matchup for the Hawks. Malcolm Hill led the way for the Fighting Illini with 21 total points. He finished off the first half with this drive to the basket, keeping the score within just a couple possessions, Iowa leading 29-25. And on to the second half, we continued to see a back-and-forth battle between both teams. The lead changed 11 times throughout the game, neither team being able to break this one open. The Hawkeyes kept that strong defensive intensity going and refused to back down. But in the final minutes of the game, it appeared the Hawks just ran out of gas. Illinois made some big buckets down the stretch, and Iowa could not get a few open shots to fall. Iowa could not come out on top of this one, falling to Illinois in a heartbreaker, 70-66.
You know, it usually comes down to a mistake or two. Who makes a mistake? Who overcomes a mistake? And we did so many good things, and we did some things that, you know, obviously weren't so good. And they capitalized on those, and you have to give them credit for that.
You know, we made some plays down the stretch that you just can't make to win. You know, like I said before, those turnovers and stuff.
I just got to watch film, get in there with the coach, and then trying to figure out another way I can get the team to be better, trying to get other guys open, and also trying to get myself open and be more aggressive.
Unfortunately, this is the Hawks' third straight loss, but Iowa will have another home game tomorrow as they host Indiana at 8 p.m.
The women's basketball team was on the road this weekend and had two Hawkeyes in double figures Sunday. Megan Gustafson came away with 20 points, while Mackenzie Meyer had 10.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the Hawks as they fell to the Boilermakers 72-52. The women will be traveling again this week as they take on Indiana Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Now, as for the Iowa women's track team, they had an overall successful day in the Iowa Open on Saturday.
Women's track and field performance was a true reflection of hard work paying off. Competition was the name of the game, people. With the Iowa women's track and field team showcasing their mental and physical toughness, they were able to dominate in many events that took place here in UI's Recreation Building. The Iowa women's track and field stars this weekend were Jalen Roberts-Lewis, who posted her career best in the 60-meter dash. Also, Jahisha Thomas, who had her season best in the women's triple jump. And finally, with Alexis Gay, who won her section of the women's 400-meter run.
Just helping them with their nerves. I know that was a big thing for me when I was a freshman because you had confidence in something that really gets you through a race. And I just want them to know that they're good because I've seen them in practice and they beat me sometimes. So it's important to know that you're as good as you think you are. A little bit of a back strain, so it was important for me to come out today and show a little bit of mental toughness. Now I can take some time off, heal, and out there I'll definitely be ready.
Coach Woody was enthusiastic about the team's overall performance developing throughout the season.
Yeah, this is a long season, and to be able to compete, we've had a lot of home meets. We've been able to compete at a high level throughout this whole season. But the coaching staff and our trainers, everybody's been real smart with, making sure the athletes are ready to peak at the right time. And today was a good sign because we had a lot of personal bests, a lot of seasonal bests today. It was a great tune-up for our athletes as we get ready for the Big Ten Championship.
The Iowa Hawkeyes' next performance will be next weekend at the Big Ten Championships. This has been Charles Boyd, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The team's main focus after the Big Ten Championship this upcoming weekend will be about their transition from the indoor to outdoor season. We will have more on how the men did over the weekend on tomorrow's show.
The Iowa baseball team opened their season in Tampa on Friday and took their first loss 9-4 versus South Florida. On Saturday, the Hawks recorded 3 home runs to give them a 4-2 victory, but fell in the series finale Sunday 6-0. On Wednesday, the team will have their home opener as they take on Loras at 5 p.m.
And the softball team was also on the road over the weekend. They fell to Virginia Tech in Game 1 and 2 of the ACC Big Ten Challenge 2-1 on Friday and Saturday. Saturday afternoon, the team fell to Georgia Tech 3-2 and lost the final game of the series to Georgia Tech 6-5 on Sunday.
The Iowa wrestling team grabbed a 28-9 win over 23 Edinburgh on Friday at the NWCA Division I National Duels. Thomas Gilman, Corey Clark, Michael Kimmer, and Sammy Brooks all won by major decisions. The Hawks will have a short break before they compete March 4th and 5th at the Big Ten Championships in Bloomington, Indiana.
The men's gymnastics team had 2 athletes qualify for the Winter Cup Challenge this weekend and came away with 2 top 10 finishes on Saturday. Andrew Botto placed 20th in the all-around and placed 9th on the rings with a score of 27.8.
Freshman Nick Marion took a top 10 finish and season best on the pommel horse with a score of 27.4. The gymnastics team travels to Champaign this weekend to take on number 3 Illinois on Saturday.
The number 22 women's gymnastics team took first over 4 other squads on Friday at George Washington University with a score of 196.4. On Sunday afternoon, the women competed against number 2 LSU and number 20 George Washington and came away with 3rd. The Gym Hawks return to action on Friday as they are on the road again to take on BYU.
The women's swimming and diving team competed at the Big Ten Championships over the weekend and placed 11th overall. The Hawks came away with 4 school records, including the 400 freestyle relay featuring Emma Sugstad, who claimed 2 top 4 finishes. The men's team will compete in the Big Ten Championships next weekend in Columbus, Ohio.
The men's tennis team picked up a big win on Sunday against the Denver Pioneers 5-2, improving to 6-3 on the season. The team will host Utah and Southern Illinois on March 3rd before Big Ten action starts on the 5th.
Tune in tomorrow for a look at one key player from the men's rematch with Illinois on Saturday.
Nikki, back to you.
Well, that wraps up this morning's show. Be sure to check out dailyiowan.com for all the latest news throughout the week. And don't forget to grab a print copy of the Daily Iowan. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Nikki Crossway. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.